in the age that we live in right now, it's the man with knowledge that wins. Even Bible says, there are noble men perish for lack of knowledge, and they are famished. So we don't want to be famished because we don't know what the people of the world know, and we're not taking advantage of the things that they are taking advantage of. So I just think I should set that background. One more time, thank you for taking out time on a Friday morning to have this session with us. I hope it to be valuable. So I'll be sharing my screen. Let's just dive right into the session. Please, sir, could you allow me to share my screen? I'm having issues. I think it's saying that the host has disabled participant screen sharing. Okay, thank you, sir. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Okay, great. If you can see my screen, please, I would just like to have a feedback. Even though I know you should be seeing my screen. Okay. Okay. Screen shared. Let's just dive right in. The first session that we had, we gave a background. Thank you for the feedback. We gave a background about the dot-com bubble. And what do I mean by dot-com bubble? In the 90s in the US, they just saw a sudden surge, emergence of millionaires and billionaires, and these guys, no one had actually heard of their names before, So that was when you had people like Bill Gates, you had Michael Dell of Dell Computers, you have Steve Wozniak, you have Steve Jobs, and many of them. And, this time, that period, gave birth to what we have today that we can probably call a digital revolution. And like I said in that first session, I said I'm also of the opinion that Nigeria or Africa at large has not experienced its own dot-com bubble, has not experienced its own internet bubbles. And what I mean is that when you and I can proudly say we have made $1 million, $2 million out of the transactions that we have made online. I think we have not got to that level. I'm very sure that maybe in the nearest future, perhaps we'll see an emergence of new millionaires by the grace of God. So let's just dive right in with that background. So, like I said, we've been seeing Nigeria, for example, we've been seeing a massive increase year on year on social media users and internet users. And over the years, there's actually a projection that by the year 2025, the number of internet users in Nigeria will cross into hundreds of millions. So we'll cross about 100 million users. So what are we going to do about this data? Are we just going to fold our hands to say let it happen, and then when it happens, we would know what to do? And I believe strongly that the smartest thing for a business to do is to position itself for these opportunities that are coming, or for the ones that are already imminent on us. So that will be the reason why we're having this conversation this morning, and that will be the foundation of our conversation. So based on the data that Rev shared earlier on, I can see that a lot of us are on Facebook. So I think I'll dwell more on Facebook, because we also have more Nigerians on Facebook than any other social media platform. So we'll dwell more on Facebook. We'll see how we can, what we can do on Facebook to achieve success. And if you've been achieving success before, it's a time to consolidate on what you have done before, and let's see what you can get done. Right. So I've seen a lot of people. They go online, they post pictures. They are very, very busy. You know, they are very, very busy. Ask them, oh, how is your social media? Oh, we're doing very well. Oh, we post every day and all that. Good. But have you asked yourself what your strategies are? What are your strategies of winning? Or what is the main thing that you have set for your social media efforts? The question I'm asking is that what are you even trying to achieve before you start posting different kind of content, trying to do a whole lot of things on social media. So you have a business. How does your effort online um, amount to a very valuable result on your business? So that is how you should think about your plans and your goals on social media. If you cannot really relate a business goal, a business objective to your social media strategy, I just think you should just hand off till you are able to articulate this, because you're just going to be following the bandwagon of people posting every day and not really knowing what they are doing. So you want to have a very clear cut intention, plans, and strategy that will help you to succeed. Without this strategy, no success is guaranteed. And I also say that, how does this strategy fit into your corporate objectives? Now, let's say you have a business that is into, let's say, agro allied or whatever, and you have seen that you could scale up your business by moving online. Now, you can't carry your mindset, the mindset that you had, or that you have, or you have gathered over the years in your brick and mortar. You can't go online with that same mindset, because online you're talking about brand management, you're talking about communication, you're talking about all sort of things. So we want to ask yourself this question, before you go. So strategy is very important. And how do you also measure success? So do you want to measure success by number of followers? I gave an example during the first session that we had, that a brand like Jumia.com, if they are to measure their success by social media engagement, they have failed, because they've got like 1.4 million followers, but the truth of the matter is that in terms of engagement and everything, they have less than 0.1%. So, but that's just them. But for you as a business, what do you want to measure? Do you want to measure inquiries? Do you want to measure sales? Do you want to measure profit? Because there are actually times that you can sell online and you're not making profit. Yes. So you have to be very clear on your KPIs. What are we measuring at the end of the day? So if you're putting someone at the helm of affairs in your social media effort, you are giving the person KPIs that you will be looking at at the end of the day. This is very, very, very important. Okay. So moving on, you have to have this strategy document that you craft that is reasonable, that is measurable, that is believable. It's very important. We call it SMART, but I'm not going to go to SMART objectives now. But let's just move on, because we have a lot of ground to cover, and I just have limited time. So after you've crafted your social media strategy, you now look at your audience. Let me just say this before we move forward. So you look at the target audience. You can set a persona. There are ways of setting a persona, but I may not be able to deep dive into because personas setting is another session entirely. But no, so you have to understand the kind of audience that you're trying to appeal to. So I'll give you an example. If you're selling a product that is related to children, related to children and you're targeting teenagers, your communication is something that teenagers can relate with. At the end of the day, you're wasting time, you're wasting money, and you're wasting every resource that you have put in place. So that is very important as part of your strategy in setting objectives and all that. So you want to also be able to understand who the customers are when you're moving online. Your strategy, or you're trying to sell business for someone. Like we mentioned earlier on that another way of getting another stream of income these days is to dive into any of these digital professions. We mentioned programming, we mentioned social media, but now we're talking about social media. So you want to, get an understanding about who the customers are. There are also other things that you need to do. You need to research into your product segment. There are tools that you can use to know how many people are looking for your product, where are they looking for your product, the kind of mindset that they have, the psychology, the demography, all sort of things. So these are the things that you have to craft together with your strategy. Now, I've also seen a lot of people fail online because of a lot of things. Part of the expectations of our people, I'm talking about participants at this training, is that they want to learn about communication. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you today that on social media, communication is key. I know content is king. Like we always say, content is king. So at the core of your social media effort, everything you do on social media, at the very, very core is your content. And before you start talking about Facebook, oh, let's go on Facebook, let's design flyer, what are you going to be saying? It's very important to know what you'll be saying and how you're saying it. Because if you're talking to me and you're not your message is not reinforcing value, your message is not reinforcing emotion that can propel me to take action to work with you. At the end of the day, what happens is that you will lose me. I know it's very interesting to note that the attention span of an average internet user is very, very, very limited. Very, very limited. If you cannot gather somebody, if you cannot capture somebody's attention or your audience attention within the first 10 seconds of your communication, you have lost out. Totally. You have lost out totally. So your communication, why am I stressing on this? Is because we're talking about do's and don'ts on social media, but I think at the core of these do's and don'ts is content. So when you say do not be product centric, for people like us that have more than 200 followers, I assume that when you go online, all you're doing is you're posting products, buy from me, tomorrow, buy from me, next tomorrow, buy from me. Or maybe once in a while, you just post a motivation. This is what a typical business does. So if you want to be successful online, you need to be differentiated. You need to be seen as a brand that stands on their own path for success. So when they see your brand as a copy, let me use the copy, sorry. when they see your brand as a copy brand, what happens is that you get lost in the crowd. So you want to be able to be very, very authentic. So I said, do not be product centric. So do not be so much immersed in your product that you forget to add value to the lives of your followers. There are so many content teams around adding value to the life of customer. If time permits, I'm going to dive deeper into this, but let me just move on. Don't be authentic, be audience centric. So be audience centric. Look at your audience. You already gathered them. You know who they are, and you know what they need per time. Give it to them. Give it to them on a daily basis, but measure how they interact. Someone once asked me about how often they should post on social media, and I told them that, well, there is really no data that backs anything up for how many times you post on this Instagram or on Facebook or on Twitter. But I always give an example of Gary Vee. Gary Vee is a very, very passionate content junkie. Let me use that. That Gary Vee can post on his social media 5 times in a day, and he also has a way of posting rich content. But that works for Gary Vee. That doesn't mean it work for your business. So for me, along the line when you're running your social media or the social media effort, you will get to know the best time and whatever works for your business. Is very important. So your audience must come first. Your product, your sales pitch comes at the very last. So do not be buried in your brand. Do not overthink about your brand. Do not think too much about what your brand represents. Think about what the audience bring to you. Think about their time. Think about their data. If you use this empathy, you will be able to relate better with your audience. And let me tell you something. When you are able to do that, you will definitely get their money. So be value driven. Give them value. I like I mentioned during the first session that I created a Facebook page some month ago, and I discovered that because we've been giving value, free training on Udemy, scholarships, job opportunities, the group keeps increasing on its own because we've been giving value. So be value driven, keep giving them value, and then when the time for sales come, when that time comes, believe me that they will open their hands to do business with you. And also be human. A lot of brands have so much made their social media presence to be an enigma that people don't even understand if it's a machine that is posting. So let me give you an example. During the COVID-19 period, how many times have you posted something that will help your audience? How many times have you posted something that will make them to stay safe, make their family to stay safe? That is how your brand can be human. So be human with your approach, be human with your strategy, and be human with every other thing that you're trying to do on your social media effort. It's very, very important. So don't be too driven with your brand message, your product, your service. Be driven by the empathy for the kind of people that are following you, how you can make their lives better. That is very, very important. And another do's that I think I should note when you talk about social media is the fact that you have an array of content that you can push. Normally during our social media training that is immersive in nature, we always pull all sort of content around each brand that will be represented at those trainings. So, for example, for some brands, it could be case studies. For some, it could be testimonials. For some, it could be your customers, talking about how they've used your product as testimonials. It could be you, telling them how you solve your customer. So these are the ways to, build content around your social media effort. So moving on. Engagement and conversion. Now, if I ask you now, as we are having this conversation, that which one would you prefer? Would you prefer to have 10,000 likes on Facebook or 100 customers that are returning to you every day? Of course, you say you want 100 customers. That's how engagement and conversion is. So it's actually very possible to have engagement online. You can post stuffs, you can post a nice video, you can post a nice flyer, and then people are liking it, people are sharing it, but it doesn't convert to anything valuable for your business. It doesn't speak to your bottom line. What's your bottom line? It doesn't speak to revenue. It doesn't speak to sales. It doesn't speak to profit. So that for a business is a kill or is a killer. Because in the end, if all, and I see that happen to a lot of brands online, whereby they keep posting. Some days they will have 1 like, some days they will have 0 likes. So they keep posting stuffs and all that. But the interesting thing is that there is no conversion. So what are engagements? Let me just tell you what engagements are. Engagement is what your audience do after they've seen a post or content from you. Someone is raising their hand. Please, if you have a question, just hold on for us. Let's just, after this session, we'll be able to attend to all our questions. Thank you. So engagement is those likes, those times that you click on the like button, you share, you comment. Those are the kind of engagement. And you agree with me that it's not really easy to even get these engagements, talk less of getting conversions. So a lot of things have to go into your communication. We've spoken about content. We've spoken about do the do's and don'ts and all that. But a lot of things would have to go into your social media effort to drive engagement and your conversion. Your strategy per time determines what you track. So before I go into that, let me just say something that I mentioned, that the attention span of your users, the attention span is very, very limited. So what you really want to do is that you want to make sure that at the point of engagement, and I'll give you an example of what I'm saying now. You have a flyer that talks about a product that you sell. And you see, you posted a story about how somebody, let's say, a face cleanser cream. And let's say this face cleanser cream has been, valuable to your customers. They've been giving you good feedback, and you've been posting on this product for a while, and you're not really getting any kind of conversion. One of the things I should do as a business is to ensure that there is a place where you put a call to action. What's a call to action? A call to action is after you have communicated, and you know that this kind of communication will actually elicit for a whole lot of engagement and all that. You want to put a place where your followers can take action and make a buying decision. A lot of brands miss out on conversion because of this simple reason. They don't have a place where customers can convert. So all those flyers, all those posts, put a link on those posts that can get them to buy online. I think buying, making an e-commerce website has become very easy now. My company does e-commerce website, and in a matter of weeks, you have an e-commerce website. Unlike before, in those days, you have to spend like a whole lot of money to even jump into e-commerce. So what I'm trying to say is that for a business that is trying to gather engagement, have at the back of your mind. You must have at the back of your mind what is called conversion strategy. So your conversion strategy will be, what does it lead to? Where does it lead my followers at the end of this? Then your strategy per time determines what you track. So there are times that you just want to create product visibility. Yeah, There are times you just want to create product visibility. You just want people to see that product for that time and see, or you want to get feedback from people. Maybe they will even at times audience or internet social media users are funny. Maybe they can even tell you your product is not good or they have a better an option. So people use different strategy to test the waters to see what is obtainable. Do they have a better product somewhere else? Is somebody offering better value? At some point is when you reach out with your content that you get to know this, and then you determine what to track. So, but in the end, conversion is the ultimate result that every business wants. Sales, profit, revenue, sign-ups, name it. And there are so many things that we call vanity metrics. What are vanity metrics? So I will tell you, vanity metrics are metrics that are not really adding anything to your bottom line, like website visitors. Yeah, you can have 1 million visitors. If your product is not positioned, if you're not converting, if you don't have any conversion strategy, at the end of the day, you will not make any sales. So those are vanity metrics. Your social media followers too can also be vanity metrics because you have a limited number of people that your post can get over time. Facebook has so much done a lot of tweaking in the algorithm that if your post is marketing in nature, they have a way of limiting the number of people that will see it. And for many of us that have 200 people following us, 200 followers, you testify that there are times you only have 1 like, 2 likes. It's not like your post is bad. It's not like you're doing something wrong. It is Facebook that is trying to limit what your followers see, most especially when it comes to marketing. So let me give you an example. On a Father's Day, on a Mother's Day, if you post something about Happy Mother's Day, you tend to see that more people are liking and commenting. It's not like you know what not do. It's not like you have you've done something special on those days, but because the algorithm had already read into your content and has seen that you are trying to engage with your audience in a manner that is not marketing at all. So you may want to also think about all these things. There are ways, we have tricks that we use around all these things, but again, we cannot, because of time, we cannot deep dive into all these tricks and tips. So let's move on. So, selling yourself or your brand. Now, my mentor Rev wrote a book about You Incorporated, selling skills You Incorporated. I think it's a very wonderful book for everyone to read, because once a baby is born, a salesperson is born. Yes, a salesperson is born because from the day of naming, that is when the product showcase happens. That's when the product showcase happens, and then afterwards, the act of selling for that baby now depends on that baby. So you see, we may be living in an environment where you just see that some children are just loved by everybody. Most times, is because of the way these children are, the way they portray themselves in the eyes of people. So this also applies to everyone, all of us. It applies whether you are a business person, whether you are working in a place, whether you're working, whatever you do, we are all selling something. If you go for an interview, they will ask you, why do you think you are most suitable for this position? So it's an opportunity for you to sell yourself. So for us as business people, we go for pitches. We have big guys, we have contenders. If you don't sell yourself very well, there's a very high likelihood that you will not win that pitch. So what I'm trying to say is that online is the same thing. The product that you're selling, the product you're marketing, don't be deceived. You have a whole lot of people trying to get the attention of the same audience that you're trying to get attention from. So you want to be able to position yourself or your product. And how do you position yourself? The main thing you do to position yourself is bridging the gap between you and your users and your customers and your audience. You have to bridge the gap. And what are the things that serve as gaps between you and your customer? Like we have been saying, is the communication, is marketing. So, and I'll give you an example of how brands bridge these gaps that we're talking about. Let me tell you, there are times that you see some things online. A product that is not really good, like someone was selling a car washer, and this car washer, you just plug it to your car charging point, and what it does for you is that after you have put water somewhere, it helps you to just wash you just hold the hose and then you're able to wash your car and all that. And you just see the advertisement and you walk away. Maybe you don't even have a car that time. But the day you have a car, there's a likelihood that you would want to you will remember that, and then because you now have a new pain point, that product comes to your mind. So what smart brands do is that they make sure that at the point of marketing, they are making sure that everyone that is seeing their product is either liking their page. Because if I'd seen this ad a long time ago, I may never be able to remember. I may never be able to remember all this this advertisement. Okay, sir. Okay. So you have to stay at the top of mind all the time. All the time. It's very, very, very important. You have to stay at the top of mind, like our celebrities do. They try to stay on top. They try to make sure that they reinforce their brand on our minds every time. And great content is a bridge to the mind of your audience. Like we said earlier on, great content is always a good way to bridge the gap. Now, storytelling. I said storytelling is the process of using fact and narrative to communicate something to your audience. Some stories are factual and some are embellished or improvised in order to better explain the core message. So we all know that when we're younger, our parents will sit us down and tell us stories. So you want to use that for your brand. Tell stories about how your brand has helped someone. Tell a story. Like I said, it can be an improvised story. It may not really be something that happens. It can be an ideal situation of what value your customer will get when they are using your product. So convey a personality. Let your brand wear the kind of personality that you want to wear. Bring your brand in front as the lead. So you want to also bring information. You want to be informative. Bring stuff that your audience would eventually like, and that will make them to see you as authority in your segment. So then emotional quotient. Now, emotional quotient is a different story entirely when it comes to storytelling. But the emotional quotient, the summary about the emotional quotient is that it appeals to the emotion of your audience. It appeals to the emotion of your audience. So you want to be able to, appeal to their emotion by, telling a story like religious people, we know how to tell a story, and then we captivate the mind of people. So brands also should use storytelling to appeal to the emotion of our audience, and then keep them coming back for more. if you keep engaging your audience with stories, interesting stories that speak to your brand and your solution, they will always come back. People love to hear interesting stories. People love to hear good news. They want to hear about things that are happened when someone has used your product. It's very, very important. So moving on. So I put this as storytelling and how storytelling affect the brain. I may not be able to deep dive into this because I've spoken about it. People tend to relate more with stories than with just ordinary messages. So all those Facebook posts that you keep dishing out, it will be more valuable and more engaging when you convert to a compelling, an emotional, or an interesting storyline. So you want to try that out. And there are so many teams around storytelling. So the brand called you. Let's quickly run through what it even means to be a brand. Is it you, or is it your company? However you look at it, a brand is a brand. So when you look at when you think of someone like let me see, someone like Tokwe Alabi, for example, something comes to your mind, right? When you think of Coca-Cola, something comes to your mind, right? So that's how perception is. You may not know it, but you are a brand. So how do you want to be seen now and in the future? So how do you want people to see? Do you want them to see you as an expert in a field? Do you want them to see your brand, your company, as a go-to brand when it comes to a particular subject matter? So how you want your brand or your audience to see you would determine how you are portraying your brand, you are portraying yourself, the kind of thing that you're doing online is very important. So I always tell job seekers or even business people that companies this day do background check. Look at what you are doing look at your internet footprint, look at what you're doing online to measure up a lot of things. So create a brand story, know your audience, create a brand story. You need to understand the kind of audience you're trying to appeal to, the industry, what they are passionate about and all that. Then you need to create a brand story. What are the things that are guiding your brand? What is the driving force for doing what you do? Developing your brand assets. So your brand assets can be your logo, your marketing materials, your flyers, like we'll learn about flyers later on. Take your brand places. So after you've done all these things, you also want to, go out, give people your card, put your Facebook page, your Instagram and all these things, and let it go in the hands of people that are your target audience. Be real and be believable. So I've seen a lot of people also trying to, portray what their brand does not really represent. That on its own can, be a disadvantage. And I can't emphasize on that, but that can be it. So be real as possible. If your brand speaks to a particular segment of people that you serve a particular segment of the economy that a lot of people may not want to be proud of, but you are adding value. Why not? Let people know that you're adding value to the life of people that are not really in the mainstream, and you get reward for it in terms of visibility. So this is a picture of a brand. This is Apple. And somebody's tweeted, he said, 5 p.m. here at Orchard Road, and there's been a smattering of rain. Hasn't dampened the mood yet for those queuing for the new Apple iPhone XS, though most still in good spirit and excited for the launch tomorrow morning. So this, as I'm running off, this is people queuing in the rain because of a brand, because they want to spend their money to buy something from a brand. So you can see that it's very interesting that people are doing this. So can people actually queue like this for your business? Can they actually be so proud to say they are waiting in the rain to come and do business with you? So this calls for question, and you need to start asking yourself: can employers actually come out all out for you? Can businesses come out for your product or service like this? This is a way of branding. This is the way forward. So I'm running off right now. If you have any question, please, you could just type the question in the chat section, and then we'll address all those questions as I'm rounding off. So, analytics. I would have loved to go into analytics and even showing us a screen about all this, what analytics is all about. But let me just say this, that the main thing about strategy is the fact that at the end of the day, you are able to measure your results. You are able to measure your KPIs. And there are tools online that can make you to start measuring. Google Analytics is there. It will help you to measure your website, visitors, who they are, the industry that they are, the kind of devices that they are using, at what time of the day are they coming online to engage with your brand. And Facebook data is also a very valuable. If you have a corporate page, I would advise that everyone here should have a corporate Facebook page, not a Facebook profile, because they are two different things. So Facebook data will give you insight about whether you have women that are following you, men. You can even deep dive into the kind of things that they do, where they are, and all sort of data that you can analyze to see how you can reposition your brand to get better. I think at this point, this is where we're gonna pause for now, and let's address questions.
All right.
There are questions.
Okay. Well done, Brother Kunle. You've done a great job. I think we had one person who raised up his hand earlier on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is the person still willing to talk? I think that's Temiye. Temiye, okay. Temiye, are you still willing to ask a question, or we should go on into the next? I'm unmuting Temiye. Temiye.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
You can go on, sir. You can go on, sir.
Okay, perfect. So
you can go on.
Okay, thank you very much. Please, let's just chat and type in thank you to Mr. Kunle Bamiboye. He has done greatly. Just send a thank you message to him. Thank you on your chat, even as we go into the next thing that we want to do. Please just send a thank you to him. Wow, that was a great session. A whole lot of things we will still deep dive on when we come to the Lagos region social media usage WhatsApp platform in the evening, 5 to 6. Please don't miss it. Don't miss it. You don't want to miss it. Okay. A lot of questions we will deep dive on. We want to know more about what really is social media strategy. We want to deep dive on that. Okay, we want to deep dive on ways in which we can add value to the lives, of audience. If this is critical to make them, take the turn in terms of not only engagement but conversion. So we want to look at that. Likewise, we will look at various social media channels and look at the advised rate of frequency. Because various social media platforms, will inform or determine even how frequent you are. For instance, Twitter, is almost an instant messenger that you need to, engage more often. And we'll look at what kinds of messages, is best for different social media platforms. We'll look at this, in that WhatsApp chat session, between the hour of 5 p.m. in the evening to 6 p.m. West African time. We'll also look at how you can beat the Facebook algorithm that hinders and prevents anything, that limits anything that looks like marketing or selling. Okay, once you are not using the paid option, there are ways, to also circumvent that and eventually still get people to a call to action to still seek to buy your article or commodity or product. We'll also look at how you can turn your audience, don't forget, it talks so much about creating value. How you can turn your audience, okay, from the scale of being inquirers, to becoming loyalists and adorers of your brand. This is, he has spoken to some of these things, but we want to deep dive on this in the evening. So we want to look at that. So I want to say, to Mr. Kunle Bamigboye again, thank you very much. It's been a wow session. Yet this is just a tip of the iceberg. It's still a tip of the iceberg. So we'll continue in the session as we share things on now how to create flyers per se. We want to know how to create flyers, in this session. Okay, creating flyers will be what we will do. Please, for people on this session, there is still something pro bono for you. There is a pro bono session for you tomorrow. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Don't miss it. There's a pro bono session for you. Okay, we will send you the link. Once we finish this session. I will send you the link. For everyone that has attended here, you will receive a pro bono on even how to handle conferencing or even training like this. Okay, using things like maybe Zoom primarily and maybe Google Meet. Okay, you will learn that professionally and doing video session and doing some little simple videoing. Okay, and you learn the rules, learn to use some little things and maybe a little bit of snippet about editing. We may not be able to go into about that, but please watch out. 3 p.m. West African time tomorrow. Because you attended this, you have a right even to that class. It's a privilege for you. So watch out tomorrow. We'll be doing video conferencing. And how to make little video. Okay, we'll get back to you on this. Okay, so we will look at how to make flyers. We just want to jumpstart that. But don't forget that. Making flyers, will have to be something that you don't only learn once. You have to, fine-tune your skills. Now, once again, I say thank you to Mr. Kunle Bamigboye. This is his details. Please, for those who want to, screen grab it, screenshot it, and contact him later. I want to say thank you. Okay, thank you. And my own number is 0802-836-9033. For those who want to contact me, or 0815-706-3773. 0815-706-3773. Okay, so you can get me on either number. Thank you very much. So we want to look at making flyers. This is interesting. This is interesting. I saw that from the gathering of expectations. A whole lot of us said we desire this. Now, one of the things that moved us even to including this model, is the challenge by one of the leaders of our Covenant Women in New Covenant Church Lagos region. They said they would have loved to be able to do a little bit of this. And also amongst their members, we have a lot of business people, okay, who would have loved to know how to make little flyers. Also, we have a lot of our churches, a lot of our satellites, okay, they have to wait on other people to make flyers, which they can at least make simple, cute looking flyers that will still command the attention of people, and drive them, into their site. Okay, so we want to look at this, in this session. So making flyers. Now we'll be looking at making flyers. Permit me to define the scope, okay, of this session. Okay, we will look at the critical components and the parts of a flyer. We will look at free tools, software, and apps that you can use, okay, to make flyers. We'll also look at samples of bad flyers. You've seen them all around, but I want you to critique them. So I will, during that time when you're critiquing them, please, if you want to talk, just raise your hands. We will acknowledge you and we will speak. Want to make it interactive as possible. We will also look at critical success factors, CSF. Critical success factors in creating a flyer. Okay, what will be the critical success factor for a winning flyer? We look at steps for designing flyers and tips, okay, on effective flyers, tips on winning flyers. Then we'll go into practicals. We'll just take one or two softwares, okay, that is, available to almost everybody. And we will also introduce you to maybe one or two Android apps, and also online apps that you can use. Okay, I'm excited that about 50% of us said, we are acquainted even with certain apps. But we look at even those you don't even imagine. For instance, your Microsoft Word. Do you know that you can make flyers with Microsoft Word? Do you know you can make, and you type every day? Do you know you can make flyers with your PowerPoint? You use most of these things every day. Okay, so we'll look at the ones that you can readily have access to like that, because you use Microsoft Word platform every day. Okay, then we'll look at some other apps going forward. Okay. Thank you. All right. What are the components of a flyer? The components of a flyer are simple. Okay, you have the headline or caption. You have the body copy. There are several things that can go into your body copy. But don't forget, whatever you put in your body copy must align to the objective that you want to achieve. It's not, there are some things that will crowd your body copy and make it ineffective if they don't speak to the objective you have in mind for creating that flyer. So, creating a flyer is just like writing a CV. One CV does not answer every job. Maybe, in another sphere, when we talk about HR, we'll teach people how to craft CV. Also, crafting a flyer. One flyer does not answer every marketing, intention. You must therefore, that's why we want to teach you how to make flyers very quickly, so you can turn out various flyers for various occasions. There may be generic flyers, even also that maybe can speak to a large, number of, of other objectives. For instance, a church making a flyer to just, introduce, the church, the days of their meeting, the location of their meeting. Okay, well, maybe that's a generic flyer. That you can. But if you want to drive people more, they want to see, things changing. It's just like people who do advertisement, even in the marketing communications industry. People get bored when they watch even the same advert time and time again. And this is why we want to teach you how to, just do, short, fast, and cute flyers that, can incite even interest time and time again as people see different things different times. So another aspect of your flyer, okay, as a strong marketing tool, is the call to action. You've heard even Brother Kunle Bamigoye, of K Interactive emphasize this time and time again. Okay, any marketing tool, it's just like you preaching. There is no call to action. You preach a good sermon. Okay, people, go away, convicted, but you have not told them what to do. There must be, what should I do? Or what you should do. There must be a call to action in every good flyer. The call to action may be, call this number. The call to action may be buy this product. The call to action may be, click this link. There must be a call to action on your flyer. A call to action. Then there's another component of your flyer, which is the graphics and the image. I will emphasize this, that writers have said, an image or a picture speaks more than 1,000 words. Indeed, the rule even for flyers is, less is more. Less is more. So, use more graphics to drive home your point. Anything that can be said by picture, leave out the words. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, there are several other graphics you can use, and earlier on my earlier facilitator even giving you some areas where you can access images. I will still speak to them. Then I will say one important aspect of a flyer also is your space. The white space. You must know how to use the white space. You must know even how to centralize. You don't crowd all the space. The white space is part of a flyer. Okay, how to use it? We'll look at this, as we go on. This is very important. Okay, I just drew something, with my hand. Okay, for you to see just a simple template. There are 1,000 plus, hundreds of thousands templates for flyers online. And we will see also some of these templates for flyers in your Microsoft Word and also in your PowerPoint. There are free templates all around that you can use. Okay, just tweak one or two things. So, what we're going to do in this, the first thing we'll do is, for you to use templates, because templates fast track it. It's just like people in research, that, when you use models or theories, okay, they serve as a platform that fast tracks even your research work. You can build on them. So templates are that. They help you as platforms to fast track whatever you want to build in terms of your flyer. Okay, I said here, for instance, there's a title, there's a title portion for it. Okay, then there's part of the body copy, maybe my tagline. Okay, the date, the time, the venue, then the contact details. Okay, which will inform my call to action. Okay, so this is just a rough sample of a template. But don't forget, just ensure that things that I've said are part of those components are there. The headline or caption, the body copy, call to action, graphics, image, and use of your space. Okay, that's great. Let's dive in now. Let's dive in. There are many tools, several tools you can use to build a flyer. I've made mention of your PowerPoint, of your Microsoft Word. There is also the Canva. Canva has a lot of free tools there. A lot of templates you can use. The Canva, okay, and it has a lot of free pictures also that you can use. Okay, even though some are paid for. Adobe Spark is another. Adobe Illustrator is another. Photoshop is another. There is a simpler Photoshop that you can use on your Android. Simpler Photoshop. Okay, on your Android. We'll see some of these things. Later you can download them and they're easy to learn. Okay, the Google Docs even gives you a lot of templates. On your Google Doc. A lot of templates. Just tweak, just change. Okay, just go to your Google Doc. You see a lot of flyer templates, different kinds of templates. Just change and they are free. Poster Maker, MS Publisher, okay, your photo layer, your blend collage, okay, your GIMP, your Quack Express, your Lucid, Press, and Poster My Wall. These are all tools. It's not exhaustive. You have many tools you can use to make your flyer. But in this session, maybe if I can just look at making it with Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and maybe show you an Android app you can use. Maybe the photo for Photoshop on Android. Maybe if I can quickly show you that, it will be good. But please don't forget, if you're doing your poster for business, also one critical aspect of the graphics is the logo. The logo of your business, the logo of your church, the logo of your organization. Okay, it gives a corporate feel. Don't forget that. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this, please. This is something I want us to do together. Let's critique why these flyers are poor. Critique why these flyers are poor. Please, you can chat. And if you want to speak, you can just raise your hand, so that I can acknowledge you. Critique why these flyers are poor designs. Chat me, please. If you can hear me, just chat me. Type it in. Why do you say these flyers are poor? Quickly, I'm waiting for your chat. Critique these flyers. These are two flyers. The one on my left says Hunt and Scenic Design. The one on my right, says something about Scouts and all that. So please critique quickly. Yes. Okay, good. All right. I can see Kunle. Okay, Adedogun said the first one has excessive coloring. Okay, that is the one on my left. Good. Kunle Bangwe said, it's too busy and lots of things calling for attention. Very good, very good, very good. I love this. This talks about, what we call SMP in making flyer. It's single-minded proposition. We will look at this. Okay, Olugbemiga Sonny said, first flyer, too many colors and too clumsy. So, okay, good. Okay, and Titilolu Ajayi said, color is too much and too jam-packed. Oh, wow. And Denoku said, there is no space in both flyers. Oh, you see, good. Then the wordings are too much. Please, who is using Galaxy A21? Please rename yourself. We want to know who is on here. Galaxy A21s. Please rename yourself. Okay? Kindly rename yourself. We want to know who is here. Okay? Please rename yourself. Okay? So we can know who is here. All right. Benga says second flyer is too wordy. Okay. Oh, thank you. Brian Kaosholale. Oh, thank you very much. You are the one using Galaxy A21. The Lord bless you. Okay. Okay. This is good. So very good. Let me continue and let's see. So we can go into making some flyers very soon. All right. Okay. So I want to say that the same thing can be said of this. Okay. The annual recycling day, you see, it's all blocked out. Full of messages. It's difficult to know what to focus on. Okay. And likewise, there is no clarity concerning what is written very well. Also, look at the one on the right, the Dog Premier League. Too many images of why all this, various kinds of dogs. All right. Which one should I focus on? All right. The balancing. It's too crowded. Also, look at this. This one, in terms of production, also now makes it very poor. Okay, legibility is very poor. All right, and too many graphics also here. All right, too many graphics also here. Okay, look at this also. It's the same thing. And why are we looking at poor flyers? People. It's in psychology. They said that people learn better from the negative. If you will recall. You will recall that the things you did wrong, you remember them more than the things you did right. Or putting it in another way, the things people did to you wrong, you remember them more than the things they did to you right. So, and that's why we are using this principle, we'll call it obliquity. Okay, the indirect way of viewing and assessing, a strategy, to get still to your endpoint. So this indirect way is looking at a bad flyer so as to know what a good flyer should look like. All right. So the critical success factors, therefore, about a good flyer is it must be well thought out. It must be well designed. Okay. And so that means think through it. Do not jump. What is my objective? What do I want to achieve? And is your objective, strategy, and objective are aligned. Strategy is the route to market, is the way you want to use to achieve what you want to achieve. Okay, so strategy must be aligned with your objective. If your strategy, your route to market, is not aligned with where you are going or what you want to achieve, then the strategy is a misalignment. All right. So what you want to achieve in the flyer will determine what to put in and what to leave out. It must be eye-catching enough to make people stop and take interest in reading your flyer. Okay, it must be targeted, just it was strategic. Speaking directly to your audience, and that means you have profiled your audience well. Not everyone will turn their head looking at any particular flyer. Okay, you must profile your audience well. So the kind of graphics must be that which resonates with your audience. Which appeals to their culture, which speaks to their needs, okay? It must be informative also, okay? But not overloaded, okay? Don't forget, little is more is the rule. Little is more, okay? It must be informative so that people know what you are advertising and how they can find out more about you, okay, and what action they should take. It must also be benefit focused, not futures focused. What they will gain from it, not just description of what you do. Futures is all about what you do, okay? For instance, I said a fast-moving Toyota, car, okay? That's just future, okay? A sleek Toyota car is a future, but what the benefit is, what value the audience will receive by even trying that product, okay? Maybe you are advertising a security firm, all right? You are saying now we are well kitted, we are well, we have a large coverage all over Nigeria. No, that's not it. But you can sell benefits like, rest guaranteed, confidence guaranteed, okay, rest of mind. That may be what you are selling. Convenience may be what you are selling. That's a benefit to the consumer. So you must let it be benefit focused, not just features focused. Likewise, there are technicalities like balance, like use of space, like the cropping, the smoothing out of it, alignment. These are technicalities. So these are the critical things. Don't forget, we start from strategy, then we go on to wise use of your pictures, and there are 1,001 places you can get these pictures. We'll look at that later. Okay. Good, great. So steps in designing a flyer. It starts from ideation. You conceptualize. Your conceptualization must be linked to what you want to achieve, what action you want people to take at the end of the day. All right? This is very, very important. So, flyer design starts from conceptualization, okay, which comes from inspiration and ideation. All right. Then you must, based on your brand profile, okay, you may have a brand book, for instance, that tells you that particular colors are your corporate colors. Particular fonts are your, in terms of the name of the fonts and the type of the fonts. Okay, for instance, in my professional organization in CIPM Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Personal Management Nigeria, there are only 2 fonts allowed on their posters. Okay, so do you have a brand book that determines the kind of font? Because fonts speaks to certain characters. Colors speak to certain characters. Do you have even organizational, even defined, even fonts and colors like this? Do you have a brand book? These are things that professionals can help you build. Okay, we can speak about this. Building a brand book, we can help you build a brand book. Okay, all right. Likewise, the issue of determining what template do I want to use, what background do I want to use. Okay, all right. And you can explore various apps and software to look at various templates and solutions. Then based on your conceptualization, you now look at graphics and images that can tell the story. Okay, don't forget the storytelling style that K Interactive talked about earlier on. So there are some pictures that can tell story, that can help you convey your message than 1,000 words. So look for them. Then there is the pre-press ready, the finalizing, the finished art. We call it in the creative process, the finished art process. Then try to save at the highest resolution possible so that it is not dropped. And I dare say here that there are various resolutions, even permittable, for various platforms that you want to post online. You must be acquainted with this also. You can after finishing, you can share directly, or you can print out if you want to print, but because this is online, you can share directly. I want to say in finalizing here also, in this the step in finalizing, you must understand that there are various dimensions, okay, for various platforms. For instance, the dimension for posting on Instagram is different from the dimension of posting on, your pictures, or your flyers or graphics on Twitter. It's different from dimension for posting on Facebook, and all that. So this is very important. And so on and so forth. Okay. Now let's learn about tips for a winning flyer. I haven't learned bad flyers. No, tips for a winning flyer. I said less is more. I've emphasized that. Be brief in your content. Have a catchy headline. Use bullet points or infographics. There are some times when you don't want, for instance, you want to say, Facebook. Contact us on Facebook. Contact us on Twitter and all that. Just infographics are the pictorial representation of these things. So once you just put the pictorial representation of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all that, and these infographics can also be enabled as links that once you press, it takes you straight into your site. So that maximizes space and makes it less crowded. Okay, and I'm emphasizing use strong call to action. Strong call to action gives a winning flyer. Strong call to action may be call us, order now, buy, things like that. Okay, try us. Okay, need counseling, then you put your contact details. Okay, this is very important. Then proofread for errors. It is easy to make errors. As much as possible, after designing it, leave it for a time. Don't post immediately. So that, because you may have eye fatigue. Okay, that makes you to gloss over mistakes. Leave it for some time. Move away. Rest your eyes and come back. With a fresh eye, you can be able to tease out even more errors and all that. And if you have someone else can help you read it and give you a feedback before even posting, please, why not do that? Likewise, language should use customer speak. We call it street language. Okay, don't forget that making of flyers, you have specific audience to reach, and this audience, have particular language to speak. Okay, you dissected your demography. All right. For instance, before we did this training, I sent a pre-survey to collect, not only requirements or expectations, but also to be able to understand the audience, so that I will not speak above you or below you. Okay, so I will be able to really meet your expectations. Okay, so this kind of pre-survey helps you to be able to understand the language of the customers and to use what we call customer speak or customer slang or the street language. So you connect with them. It gives a strong connection. Okay, all right. Then you can put one or two compelling testimonial. If it's it's something you want to leverage on. And please, maximum of font types on any flyer, maximum should be 3. Maximum should be 3. Don't put 10 font types because you want to explore. That's confusion. That's confusion. Okay. Likewise, color should accentuate the message. You use high resolution images. Okay. There's a way to use high resolution images even when you want to crop or clip, from online. There's a way to do it. Okay. Once you, for instance, you type in what you want to find on your Google, it brings out the several images. Okay, don't just crop when it is several. Click on that image so that it takes you to the page where the image is, so you can crop, a better, image that has a stronger resolution. Also, customize your logo. There are some free, even though I'm not talking about logo today, there are some free app that you can use, to make your logo. Free apps, to make logo. I'm looking at. Let me find you one just to mention, in person. Free apps from free logo maker. Just type on your Play Store logo maker. You will find several. Render Forest will help you to make your logo. Render Forest is one. So and free logo maker is another. So several. You can design your logo. Make provision for bleeding and trimmings, particularly if you want to print your flyer. Don't forget, in cutting, and that's why you don't let your copy, your body copy, and the words reach the end. That's why I talked earlier on that some of the flyers we saw did not make good use of space. The letters were end to end of the paper. The margins, okay, must make provision for bleed and trims, because this happens even during the printing process. If it's physical, even if it's online, you must make good use of the space. Also post to platforms of maximum exposure, where you have been known for value and you have good followers. Okay, it's good. And you've learned earlier on how to build followers. We can learn further on this during our question and answer session in the evening. Then proactively gather photos and images that you can use as your design input. I said you must dig your well before you are thirsty. Okay, so as you browse internet, as you go around, snap pictures, put them in a data bank, in an image bank. So when you need them, and label them appropriately. So when you nail them and you type, they all come up. You begin to be your own image bank. Okay, with your good camera, good Android camera. Maybe you are using an S9, maybe an iPhone and all that. You can, or you have a good camera. You can snap around. Funny things that you may need later on. Then I'm emphasizing again, sell benefits. One radio station that everyone listens to is called WIIFM. Is a radio station that everyone listens to. The full meaning is, what is in it for me? Every person that you want to co-opt into becoming a loyalist of your brand, an adorer of your brand, okay, they must receive value. Sell benefits, I've said. Sell benefits over futures. Futures are only characteristics and packaging components. Benefits are the gains to the customer. You've said this earlier on, okay? Good, very good. All right, I will run through this and we will go to the practical of making flyers. But we'll start with the simple one, Microsoft Word. We'll use Microsoft Word. Okay, I'm using a Mac, but whatever you're using, whether you're using a PC, you have a Microsoft Word loaded there. Okay, we'll see how you can do it. So you open a fresh, you open just your Microsoft Word and you go to where you have the file tab, and on it, search for just type flyer. It will bring you a lot of flyer. Okay, then you select create. Once you select create, you can customize content and all that. Customize the background, customize, and save. Export or share or print and all that. Let's, shall we look at how we can do this? Let's look at how we can do this. I will try and get a fresh Microsoft. Sorry, I'm coming. Let me get a fresh Microsoft Word template that we can use. So you see how it can be easily done. Coming. Okay. All right. Okay. So I will. So if you're with me, please just open to, please shut down every Word document that you may have. Even if you're using an Android phone, you can also do it on the Android phone, okay? Now just go on the Android phone. Go on the Android phone, okay? If you have Microsoft apps, okay, I have Microsoft apps here, okay? And I will go straight to my Word, all right? Then once I go straight to my Word, just go to templates. So let me do it online and you will see. So what I'm doing here, I have clicked, let me share it on the screen, please, so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, great. You see, I clicked on Microsoft Word and it gave me all these templates. Look at all templates. If I have saved some templates before, if I click on my template, it will have saved it, because you can save for future use, well, that you created, okay? But all templates, just click on all templates. You find templates for all manners of things. But to hasten what you're doing, just come to the search here and type in flyers. Templates for flyers will come out. It's loaded. Templates for flyers will come out. There are also online templates, even that apart from the ones loaded with your Microsoft Word when you purchased it. Now look at. I don't know how many templates you have. So all you need to do is just pick one, begin to tweak. Import some pictures and begin to tweak. All right. Okay. Let's see. For instance, which one to choose? Can we just pick maybe a basketball invitation or okay, let me pick basketball invitation or event or let's look at church flyers. Okay, as another example, because you can or just general flyers. Okay, there's party, there's a lot. But let's agree that I chose this. I will open it. It's downloading. You can see it has downloaded the flyer. Coming now. I want you to see what I am doing here. Okay. Right. Please, if you can still see me, just chat yes. If you can see me, just type yes. Can you see me? Can you see what I'm doing? Hello? Can you see what I'm doing? Please, if you can see me, just type yes. Okay.
Yes, sir. We can see you, sir.
Oh, perfect. So you can see the flyer. So, okay. So on this flyer, there are several aspects. Look, once you click like this, you'll see several aspects. All right. So what you do is just pick the aspect to change. This is an aspect. This is the aspect for, look, I can move it. You see it? You see that aspect? So I can move it. So if I wanted to type a different heading, I want to put another catch. This is a catchword. This is a catchword for this. And the catchword here is also the call to action. Time to oop it up. Okay. So it's a call to action that come and join us. That's what So if yours is just join us, meet up at B-ball pitch.
Please, can you close the template, sir? The template is still showing.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Let me do that. Let me. Okay. That means I will pick it again. Excuse me, I'm coming. Let me stop share and now pick the fresh one I want. All right. Please, can you see it now?
Perfect, sir. Perfect.
Okay. What I did here, don't forget, time to oop it up is their own call to action to invite people to the basketball game. All right. So what I've just done is I just, I picked that aspect. It's an aspect. I've told you it's movable. Okay. So it's an aspect. So what I did is I just picked that aspect and I changed it to maybe meet up, at basketball pitch. Okay, you can. Don't forget that this word is bigger now, so I can reduce it. There's almost anything you cannot do. I can reduce the words, okay? I can enlarge it. I can change the kind of letters that they used in writing it. By coming here, so to change maybe the color, maybe, the color is not what I like, you can do all sorts, okay? So if you want to add, for instance, your own contact here, you can add 0802 836 9033. Okay, you want to change maybe the aspect of, sorry, coming. Let me change and bring in maybe an image maybe that I have before and all that. I can go to maybe an image that I've stored before and bring the image here, and you will see how you can get images later. But if, for instance, I want to just use clip art or whatever, you can get your clip art from maybe your Smash Draw here. You want to put an image there. You want to put an image of charts. So you can still, that's still working around the Word environment. But if you want to import an image, okay, all you have to do is go to the image, import it, and slam it here. All right. Let me see if I have any image on my desktop already that I can import. For instance, this is an image that I may want to, you see, well, this image is not a basketball image, but I just want you to see that I can import images and change. I can change things that I have to do. So this is simple. You can use several other places. You have to try and get it right. And once you get it right, it's a simple thing to do. There are several ways in which you can get images, which we'll look at. Several ways in which you can get images. We'll look at that also, as we go on. So don't forget, one of the simple ways in which we said you will do the Microsoft Word flyer is you go to your file tab. Once you open Microsoft Word, go to your file tab, look at the search bar, type in flyers. It will give you various templates. Look at the one that suits you. You can change the aspects, okay, of the flyers, the image and all that. Then, but there's a way also you can build it from the scratch, okay? But that is a longer route. You can build it from the scratch, okay? All right. Once you're clear about your objective, you know the kind of images you want to build. Okay, you can open a new document. Okay, you create a plain canvas, and you build from the scratch. But we are not looking at that now. Okay. So the emphasis here is how to do this. So I will want us to maybe for time. We may not be able to do it in class, but please maybe at home, please try this out. Microsoft Word is what you have. All of us have it. Please, at home, please try this out, okay? Let me quickly go to Canva. Canva is another tool or software that you can use, okay? Canva. Now, Canva is an app, okay? It's a very common app, one of the most popular for building flyers. So the first thing you will do, if it's on your phone, you have to download Canva from the Play Store. Download Canva from the Play Store. It's simple to download and all that. And once you download it, okay, you choose. There are thousands of templates. Let me go to Canva on the web. There's Canva on the web. Let's look at that now. I will go to Canva on the web and we'll see how it looks like. So I will open my web page. Let me open my web page, okay, and we go to Canva on the web, okay. I will share my web page. Okay. Don't forget that, you may not produce a high-level flyer at once until you practice and practice and practice. Following the rules and the guidelines. You understand. The issue of using good space. You understand the issue of not crowding. You understand the issue of less is more. Call to action and all that. Okay, so this is my Canva page. Okay, how do I arrive here? Please let me just quickly go back. How do I arrive here? What I did. This is just my Chrome. I just type Canva. C-A-N-V-A. Okay. Enter. It will take you to Canva. All right. So because I have an account, it took me there. But immediately, you search. It takes you to Canva. It will tell you to either sign in with your Facebook, with your Google Chrome, or with your email. I have one set up with my Gmail. So I just click my Gmail and it takes me here to their home page. This is their home page. And on this home page, it tells you create a design. There are several, but design anything. So let's still go to, I want to design a flyer. So just search for flyer. It will, just like the same search you did on your Microsoft Word, it will bring you, it will give you a lot of templates for flyer. Please, can you see it? Hello, can you see it? Please type yes if you can see it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So look at a lot of template again for flyer. Okay, look at this one. I won't use this. This is a bit crowded for me. This 2028 is a bit crowded, but let me see something like this. Okay, I will change the aspects to what I want. Okay, I have this flyer. I can turn this flyer into a church flyer. Some aspects on the Canva template, they are paid for. Some aspects are not to be paid for. So for instance, I want to use this as, I'll use this as a logo for the church. Here I will use this as the topic for discussion. Okay, maybe cast your net. Maybe that's the topic for that Sunday. Okay. Do I have a tagline that I want to use for that day? Okay. Discover new levels in God. Okay. All right. Where is our church located? I just say 31 Road. Okay. Go on. Okay. Then, okay, let me see. D close. Okay. And I said Go on Estate. Go on Estate. All right. Then what number should they call? Okay, what timing, here, I may want to put the timing. Okay, you can use an infograph. If you have the infograph of a clock, you can just quickly bring it in. But let me just say, T for timing, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, and I separate it with maybe, then the phone, telephone, I just said you can, +234, okay, 802 836 9033. All right, and what is our email? I just said, New Covenant Church, Go on Estate. All right, I can reduce the. Don't forget that you can reduce the what's it called, the font. You can color it. There's hardly anything you cannot do with it. There's hardly anything you can't do with this. Okay, let me reduce this so that it will enter in as a straight. Okay, I can decide to change the color. This is where to change the color. Okay, you can change the color there. You can bold it here. You know, they can do that. Then I can import my what's it called? I have a logo of the church somewhere here. Logo. NCC logo. Let me just put NCC logo. Sorry, I'm trying to pace for time, but I want you to just see, you know, one that you can quickly do. All right. So, come in. Okay, so I've pulled in the NCC logo. Okay, I want the NCC logo to be here. Okay, and maybe you have a picture of people meeting, you know, people singing and all that. You want to still put it there, you know, because you can upload those pictures here, okay, and bring them in. These are pictures that I've uploaded before. You know, I can let me bring it here. You see that picture? This is another that I can bring here. Okay, sorry, I'm struggling for time. So you know, just to show, you know, we are sorry. Right. So this just an idea of, sorry, let me undo. Okay, I want to bring this logo here. Okay, so I've changed all the logo, I've changed all the concept. So what do I do? You know, immediately I can share, I can download. Okay, if I want to download, for instance, what I've done, I can download straight to my email, download straight to, you know, to my desktop. Okay, as a PDF. Okay, or as a JPEG, you know, or as a PNG. All right, so I download straight, it's downloaded. I can share straight. All right, so so I'm downloading now. Okay, then you know, publish successfully. If you're not doing it, start automatically click here. You know, so that's straight. So I'm saying, have I made a quick flyer now? Yes, we have. Using what? Templates. So please, for time, I will say we can discuss further. We said question and answer will happen in the evening. But for now, I will stop here. You know, there are several other apps we can use. You know, there is the simple app. Please download this app and get in touch with us later in terms of, even if you want us to walk you through. Okay, download the app called Photoshop. There is a Photoshop for Photoshop Express. Download Photoshop Express is good. Download Render Forest is good. Okay, these are good apps. So I will just finish, you know, by saying thank you. You know, if you have questions, please, you can ask your questions here. We have just about 2 minutes. I'm a stickler for time. I want us to finish at the time. But if we don't have questions here, we'll have questions later. You know, you can use Canva. You can use, you know, what I call the photo, you know, photo layer and blend. That's another. Okay, several things you can use. Okay, so really, I'm low on battery, so you know, I have to stop here. We will send you we will send you the slides that you can practice. Don't forget, practice makes perfect. Do it again and again, again and again, again and again. You'll find your own groove. I hope it's been helpful. I hope you found it interesting. I hope it will launch you into from being a novice, a beginner, you begin to improve in your competencies. I want to say thank you. Meet you, in question and answer time, 5 to 6 in the evening. The Lord bless you. I think that's what I can answer for now. We can't answer any question. 1 more minute. We say thank you very much. God bless you. God be with you. See you. Bye for now. This is Olakomi Amon Unidundu and Kunle Bangboye saying thank you, and thank you.